So Michael, it's funny. I met you and interviewed you like years ago for The Art of Getting By, but
Oh yeah, cool.
when my first time meeting you, nice to meet you.
Nice to
I
meet
was
you.
surprised you're not at the same in the same location. Are you the same anywhere or
I'm
no?
no, I had to stay home with the kids, and
Ah,
he's in New York.
We
that, that,
we
that-
really debated on whether or not Maya was going to
I
come. If
wanted
she
to.
came, we were going to bring our son, and we were just going to have him in this room. We were going to make the camera crew watch him as we were on camera. But we thought he might, get really bored.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, there's a question I was going to ask much later, but did you actually cast one of your real babies in that role, or?
Yeah, we cast said son in the last he's in the last shot of the movie.
Oh,
He
nice.
is.
Okay, nice. Okay. So Michael, let's start with you. I read that you kind of had started writing this like 10 years ago. So it's like before you were a father, even like something
Yeah.
had been put together. So what kind of got you going to get it going again?
Well, Chris Smith and I acted in a pilot together 10 or so years ago, and that pilot did not get picked up. And which is wild to think, like if it did get picked up, we would never have written this film because we were unemployed and driving around, and we went to the batting cages that day, and we were driving home, went on the freeway and passed a sign that said 5 North Sacramento. And I said, "Hey, you want to go to Sacramento?" And he said, "Sure, let's go on a long ass drive to a city I know nothing about and have no desire to be in." And that everything evolved from that little scene. We just thought it was really funny. It made us laugh. We went home, we wrote the scene. We didn't go on the road trip to Sacramento. We would go on the road trip years later when we were like went on a research trip. And yeah, we just kept at it, man. And we promised each other to stop if it ever stopped being fun. And fortunately, it was all pretty, manageable. Some tough times. We had COVID. It felt like at one point this movie really wasn't going to get made, but Mike and Maya came on board, and like we just had, it was just in the cards. It was just one of those things that the story evolved and we evolved, and then the stars just aligned.
Yeah, yeah, Maya, I don't know the timeline of your relationship together. I mean, I only find out about that after seeing the movie. So, but what was he like writing it? Is it kind of a given that you're like, oh, is there a role for me, or is there like does he what's the kind of like the conversation like?
Oh, well, actually we met because of this movie. So I had
Oh,
never even yeah, so he offered me the role of Tally and I accepted it and then we hadn't met, I guess, after that until like a couple months, it was a couple months later or
Yeah.
something. We
Yeah.
met and the movie didn't end up happening and we fell in love and then we made the movie after having a kid together. So it was an interesting uh turn of events there.
Yeah, but truly though, by the time we were like had the opportunity to make this film, it was just such a luxury to go to work together. And
Yeah.
it was so inspiring and like such a joy. Like we were, and also like we loved it. We weren't annoyed by each other.
No.
We really had so much fun, and it was, at the very least, a full circle moment for us.
Yeah.
it's like I like how it kind of starts with the two of you, and then kind of like I was wondering, oh, where is Maya coming back? I wasn't sure, and even though I'd seen it before, I saw it at Tribeca last year. I was like, I couldn't remember if she came back later. I'm like, oh wait, so I'm
That's
glad.
good.
Right.
So I'm glad you came back. Now, as far as Michael Cera, did you kind of know him at all through? Because you both had kind of like similar trajectories. You kind of were both on the festival circuit for something things.
Yes.
Did you guys meet before? Or
Yeah, Mike and I have known each other since we were in our early 20s, like early 20s. And then, we became really tight and had a group of friends in LA that we hung out. We all hung out every day and, watched movies and played tennis and went on hikes. So like Mike and I have known each other for a long time. And then my first film that I directed, he scored. And so we kind of like, had some kind of working relationship. But when we sent him Sacramento, it was still a shot in the dark because, one of the things I admire so much about Mike is that he's very discerning about the projects that he chooses to, take on and act in. And so I knew that, it wouldn't have encroached our relationship at all because he's not the kind of person who's going to do any favors. Like if he likes it, he likes it. If he doesn't, he's very honest. And so, you know, I was just really, really happy and flattered when he actually said yes to do it.
And what about Kristen also? Because this is a very different role for her. I mean, I never thought I'd see her playing an expectant mother, for one thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, she also somebody who I've known since I was 14 years old. Kristen and I, you know, have known each other for a really long time. And Maya was actually the one, Kristen was the last piece of the puzzle. And when we were thinking about who could be great for Rosie, Maya was the one who was like, what about Kristen? Um, and, you know, for several reasons, you know, because she's, you know, a great actor and she's somebody who is, you know, a movie star basically, but also like you said, she's never played a part like this. So she, you know, we thought maybe she would be interested. And I also knew like her and Mike would be interesting to her as a pairing. So it's just one of those things, like, again, somebody who, like all three of them, Mike, Maya, Kristen, they all make really interesting choices and are all like really discerning about the choices that they made. So I felt like, you know, Kristen would be interested at least.
Also AJ, who's somehow I missed her entire wrestling career. I think I kind of go in and out of wrestling over the years,
Yeah,
and I kind of
yeah.
came back like maybe right after she left and after CM Punk is gone. Uh, First of all, like why decided to like kind of add that kind of element to the film too, the wrestling thing.
That is a really great, important sequence of the film because it's the first time as an audience we see Glenn and Ricky truly, you know, we see them as boys. We see, you know, why they're friends. And it's like a moment of release for the film. I feel like there was so much tension between them leading up to that point, and then to have that breath of fresh air to see them actually enjoy each other and get a glimpse as to, you know, who they were when, you know, they first started hanging out. It's a really nice moment, I think, and an important moment in the film. And also when Chris and I went to Sacramento, we learned that there's a very big MMA community within Sacramento. So it
Oh,
kind
okay.
of the research trip actually informed the script in a real way.
Right. So Maya, you'd already kind of agreed to be in this movie before you and Michael ended a relationship. What's it like working with a director who's also a partner? Is it like I guess I assume this is the first time we've had to do that or done that before.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, yeah, actually, and I feel really like what I'm thinking. It was no, it was like he said. It was actually like, and this is just going to sound annoying, and I hope not, but it really was genuinely a pleasure to work with Michael. And we had already worked together on. He was in Pen 15 for a little bit. He was in one episode where we had some scenes together, and he was like. I was like, this guy knows how to be on a set. Like I had never seen someone so lived in, so relaxed, so like he was just so nice to be around and to then lead a set and direct it. It just, it trickles down from the top. Like every day was a joy on that set and it was so enjoyable. It was like very easygoing and that came from you and I trust him so much as a partner and I trust him as an artist. So being directed by him was just like, yes, tell me what you need. I'm like jumping off this, cliff with you. And yeah, I loved it.
No, Michael, it's great seeing you acting. I'd like to see you in the Kevin Costner movie as well. I hope I'll see the second part of that eventually. I don't know what's going on with that, but
Oh yeah.
but it was nice. But are you both able to balance like acting and life and all that stuff? Is it easier?
Question
Or
of the year. I mean, it's really hard. Hence why
I know.
I'm here and he's in New
Yeah,
York.
it's true. It's true.
I don't know yet. I don't know what the answer is, but we're figuring it out. We're taking it day by day. But when you have two young kids and you're both working, it's like right now we're kind of doing the thing where we take turns. So when we're both working together on the same thing, which we are, we're writing something together, it has its like benefits in that we can like be together, but then, the kids. So
Also, it just the acting and this industry, it's so unpredictable and it's not conducive to stability.
No.
in terms of scheduling and routine. And, you know, with children, having a routine is the most important thing. And so it is this constant, it's a constant struggle, is like, how are we creating a home, and how are we creating a routine, and how are we building this family around these like completely unstable careers that are ultimately, you know, out of our control. That is something that we talk about all the time.
Listen, it's a wonderful movie. I'm glad it's getting a fairly wide release, and great talking to you. And me, by the way, Maya, I really loved Plus One. Also, that was another
Oh,
Tribeca classic
yeah.
that I loved, and so I see it. And I only just realized before talking to you that like, oh, that was Jack Quaid in that movie, because I just saw
Yeah.
he's been in two great movies this year, and
He's
Yeah.
great.
uh,
Yeah. All friends. It's
Go
so
Jack.
yeah, so great. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Have a
thank
great day. See
you.
ya.
Thank you.